midnight, and it's one of John's engineers saying that John was out of guitar strings. Anybody have any strings John could borrow? So we just looked at each other. John Lennon needs guitar strings? So we went diving into our bags, and I came up with some strings that we all, a few of us did. And I was going to put a note to John, thanks for all the music, I love you. And I thought, nah, it's too corny. I'll just tell him when I meet him on Tuesday. So this was a Sunday night, midnight. And the next day we came in. We went home around 2 that night. The next day we went in on a Monday. I have the track sheet. It was December 8th, 1980. And we went in at 4:30, and his engineers told us that he played from midnight to 4 or 5 in the morning on those strings. And that great song, Walking on Thin Ice, one of Yoko's songs that John produced, great track, really biting, interesting, and his guitar playing was just savage. And so we're in the studio, and the piano, this story's about this piano album I made, and the piano I recorded it on 34 years ago. This great record plant piano, which for years and years, it's a legendary piano, and it had a great sound. I mean, I play very humbly. I'm not a great player by any means. I play, write simple songs, but John Lennon played it, Springsteen played it, Elton John, David Bowie. For years, all the people that came through this great studio, the record plant in New York City, would play this piano. So on this Monday night, I'm recording a song called I Can't Get You Off My Mind, and on that piano. And every time I sat down at it, I just kept thinking, John played this piano, and he's in the other room, how great. Anyway, about 9:30 that night, I was playing it, and we were listening to a playback, and the phone rang, and unbeknownst to me, my co-producer, Tom Panunzio, had a friend in Jersey who collected autographs. And he said if you could ever get John's autograph, so his buddy would love it. So Tom figured, I didn't know any of this till later, that we did a favor for them, and he could ask John, can I meet you, when you leave, I'll get an autograph. So 9:30 or so, phone rings. Tom says, I'll be right back. He goes out and meets John coming at the elevator, about to go home, and gets an autograph. And what John wrote on this autograph to who he thought was the guy who gave him the strings, Tom's friend's name was Ken. I'm Willie. But anyway, he wrote on this thing, he said, to Ken, thanks for stringing me along. Love, John. Drew a picture of his face, a peace sign, 1980. And he left. That was the last autograph he ever gave. He left, and 5 minutes later he was murdered. And so 34 years later, this summer, I went in the studio in Weehawken, New Jersey. And I knew going in, this piano, they were storing it here, it was in the studio. So I got to make this new piano record, If I Was a River, on this piano. And you can hear it, the sound of that piano, it just rings. It has this, and it was very emotional for me for obvious reasons. And I'll sing one of the songs tonight from this album, dedicated to John Lennon. This is called Lost, based on William Cowper, a British poet. He wrote it in 1789, a poem called The Castaway, about a seaman, this part of the world, who was washed overboard in a storm, and they couldn't go back to get him because it was such a wicked sea. They just saw him floating above and disappear. And I wrote this called Lost. I'll dedicate to John Lennon tonight. God bless John. I'm lost, like a castaway at sea. I am lost, how the waves roll over me. That's the cost I have to pay without you. Here I am, where lions once roared on the land, in the silence of the Lord. I am lost, washed overboard without you. Lord, my arms grow so weary. Lord, wake up, can't you hear? clouds roll in, I can see the boats go by through the din. I can hear the seabirds cry. Don't know why these waves get so high without you. So weary, Lord, can anybody hear me? Night is dark, and I'm moving towards the brink. Memories pull me down deeper into the drink. I'm a soul without any link. I'm a lost soul out here on the brink, out of control and starting to sink without you. Without you. Without you. John Lennon. You know, really interesting